Hello, trading has closed on December 11th, 2023. We'll always start with our disclaimer, go over our calls, and make some predictions. It's my trading plan for December 12th, 2023. It's a plan. I can be wrong. I can change it. Trade at your own risk. I have personal business most of the day tomorrow. Probably won't make any trades myself. Look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. Tomorrow should have the early low. We had a possible top here. We said we had a target of 45.92.46. We said if it printed, we could get more than that. Well, we came within a handle. We came to 45.93.39, but the handle's not close enough for the system, so that's a failed target. We'll have to add it to the list. It should still print at some time. We just can't say when. During the day, MEJT said all these moves were false, would retrace, which they did. And it did give a buy signal here. It did work. Don't have to retrace, but the timing of this late breakout to a new high makes it very suspicious. Big money isn't going to wait till the last 5 minutes to make its move. So we can say with confidence big money is not behind that rally. And usually if it's the amateurs playing, they're usually wrong. So a long consolidation in the afternoon with a very late breakout usually is false. Might not work this time because the CPI report comes out before the open. That'll probably influence prices quite a lot regardless of this indicator. That tends to be more significant. Now we do have resistance at today's high. You have this trend line and this trend line. They meet right here. Ideally, if you're going to continue the rally, that's resistance, and you should gap over it, which we could. I don't know what the CPI report's going to show. So if we gap over it, that resistance becomes a support level. But for right now, you're at resistance, and you have MEJT topping out. It could all change until this rally reverses. It's beaten back a lot of the possible tops here. We'll just say we're at resistance, and the momentum is certainly drying up. So tomorrow's pattern has a really low. Doesn't tell us where we open. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. If it's weak, we see more weakness in days to come. CPI report comes out before tomorrow's open. Most likely it's going to render tonight's analysis nugatory. We're just going to say we close that resistance. For to continue the advance, we should gap over that. The rally to a new high after a long consolidation, usually, not always, is false, as big money doesn't make its move at that time. Sentiment indicators are not pinpoint indicators, but they're showing too much optimism on behalf of the usually wrong option players. So somewhere in here we're going to get a top. This is a reasonable candidate, but so was Friday. We'll have to see how we open. It's a pattern with the early low. Unless there's early weakness, it tends to be a rally day, but if there is early weakness, it means that weakness usually isn't over, even if you rally the rest of the day. Of course, if you gap up, you've overcome resistance, and we could certainly continue. And I expect we're going to know which of those two things happens before the open. It's the pattern with the early low, and that's today's call.